Hey guys, how's it going? You know me, I'm HoopsandHipHop, and, if you didn't know, we had a Pokemon Direct that happened it just barely got over, and those don't usually happen in January right after a brand new Pokemon game comes out, less than 2 months prior, and so going into this we were all kind of scratching our heads as to what we were going to get, but basically everyone thought it was going to be about Pokemon Home, it was going to be about Pokemon Sleep, and nothing main series related was really going to happen. Well, we were all wrong. And we were all wrong in the best way possible because not only did something main series get announced, but we got the announcement of an expansion pass for Pokemon Sword and Shield, and not only that, but 2 expansion passes, and I'm going to go through just all my reactions and thoughts on this, but in a nutshell, this looks amazing. So basically, first off, what they have said about this is that this is essentially taking the form. This is basically replacing your stereotypical enhanced Pokemon game, i.e. Emerald, Platinum, whatever, which is very, very ironic, and I want to put this out here beforehand. It very much seems, and I'm going to pat myself on the back for this, it seems like I am very much on Game Freak's wavelength in terms of just like a thought process, because I literally just recorded a video that I was going to put out next Tuesday, which is not happening anymore, about what I would want to see in a Sword and Shield follow-up game. I literally just barely recorded for that. But anyway, with all of that being said, yeah, like I said, this is basically going to be our Pokemon third version of Sword and Shield, if you will. And honestly, I think that is a really smart way for them to go about this in this day and age where, obviously, we have the ability to do DLC and massive expansions and things like that. It just makes sense for Pokemon to go this route, considering that's what those enhanced games were anyway, is just, they were just DLC essentially in a cartridge form, in a new game form. And so I think this does make sense from that perspective, and I think they're doing it a great way, because obviously if you're going to go from brand new game to just DLC, you want the contents of essentially a brand new game. And I think they are doing this like the best way they possibly could in terms of content. I would say that it could shape up to be one of the best like enhanced versions, quote unquote, if you will, because there's a lot of stuff here that just looks absolutely incredible. First off, and the funny thing is they nailed nearly all of the points that I talked about in that video that I was making for my dream Sword and Shield follow-up game. They hit. First off, we've got new areas. Both of the expansion passes are set in new areas of the Galar region. And not only that, they are going to function as the same as the wild area does in Sword and Shield, where it's an open world area, it's seamless, you get full control of the camera. The entire area that we get to explore that's in these expansion passes that's new is like that, which is so amazing, just one step closer to obviously that open world Pokemon experience. And then another huge thing, new Pokemon. Yeah, another thing was new Pokemon that I wanted to be introduced, kind of like Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and we're getting that with legendaries. This is kind of something I expected would happen, but sure enough, we're getting it. We are getting new Pokemon introduced in the form of legendary Pokemon. There's let me look at these guys. One of them is a koala looking thing, and he's adorable, and the other one is a deer looking guy, and he is amazing too. Both of the legend, I can't even find their names, so I'm not gonna worry about it. I can't remember right now. I apologize. This is just so crazy. But basically, we got new Pokemon in the form of legendaries, so new Pokemon to enjoy. They all look phenomenal. One of them evolves, one of them doesn't, but they all look amazing, so they've got that going for them. The other thing that I really wanted that this already confirmed is happening are new characters as well, and not only new characters, but it's specifically using and expanding upon the minor league gym system that we all kind of got hyped over and then we got disappointed by when we realized it wasn't what we thought it was, where basically there's like this Master Roshi type of character named Mustard on the Isle of Armor, and he trains all of the minor league gym leaders to help them become gym leaders, and we actually see a couple of them. I don't know if those are the only two right now, but we get to see some of them in the game. And that is another thing that's another thing I specifically asked for in this video that I was making, is to expand upon that idea and introduce the rest of those gym leaders. And I mean, we've only seen 2, but it looks like that's exactly what they're doing, which is just another thing I am beyond ecstatic about. One of the things, and then the other thing I specifically asked for when it came to this idea of a follow-up game, is just not to make it a tweak in terms of story and some technical updates and things like that. I wanted it to feel like a new experience. I wanted it to be like, I wanted it to, first off, I wanted it to be a sequel. This doesn't look like it's going to be a sequel, but the reason why I wanted it to be a sequel was because I wanted new areas, new characters, things like that, to really make us feel like we're getting a new game. And this is exactly that's exactly what this is doing. That's what these expansion passes are doing. And I haven't even touched on some of the other things. Like, we've got even more characters past the ones I just mentioned. We've even got more new Pokemon as well. They're adding more Reggies. Are you kidding me? We're getting like an electric Reggie and a dragon Reggie that both look insane. We're getting more legendary birds. One of them looks like a dark Moltres or something like that, and another one looks like, I mean, they look like the original, like, Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres, but they're also different, and they were kind of talked about as their own unique Pokemon at the same time. So I'm not sure if these are completely new or if they're like new forms of Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres, but either way, just the expansion upon that and the idea of that, where new Reggies are happening, we're getting new forms / new Pokemon of the legendary birds. Like, that is absolutely phenomenal. I think it looks incredible. It looks amazing. That is not something I would have ever considered before, but it is the exact type of thing that I love in terms of just adding to the Pokemon experience and just bringing in the type of things that really make a Pokemon game great. And yet another thing is that we're getting more Galarian forms, or at least we're getting one more, because it was shown off that we're getting Galarian Slowpoke, Slowbro, and Slowking. And Galarian Slowpoke is actually going to be available later today as a free update to kind of introduce people to it, I guess, and let people know that the expansion pass is happening. And then depending on which version of the game you have, you'll either get Galarian Slowbro or Slowking, which weren't shown off, but this looks very, very, very promising. Like, this is the kind of third version, if you will, or follow-up game, whatever you want to call it, that I like. This is the kind of thing that I really, really wanted, and holy crap, like, my mind is just blown, guys. Like, this is the exact thing I wanted, where it was new story. I don't know how much of a story, I don't know how much of a just actual plot we're going to get. I can't honestly say, but in terms of everything else, this is exactly what I wanted. New areas, new Pokemon, new characters, expanding upon the gym system, showing off those minor league characters. This is exactly what I wanted. I can't even begin to tell you guys. Yet another thing, I just keep going down the list here, but they also talked about how they're adding more Pokemon from the decks that weren't in the game before. There's going to be over 200 that are added into the game via this expansion pass, and before you pop your lid off and say, oh my gosh, they're making National Dex paid DLC, that is actually not the case, because while they're going to be in the expansion pass, they're also going to be made available for people who don't have the expansion pass through different methods. You'll be able to get them through trades, you'll be able to transfer them through Pokemon Home and other methods. So you'll still be able to get these Pokemon, they'll still be added into the game even if you don't have the expansion pass, which I think is good. And with 200 Pokemon added, that's like 600 out of 900 roughly, which is 2/3 of the decks, which I still think is really, like, that's a good percentage. Like, that's over half now, so I don't think that's becoming even less of a problem, obviously. And just, I think this looks incredible. I've said it a million times, and I'm trying to diversify the words that I'm using, but I think this looks amazing. Each expansion pass, like I said, Isle of Armor is coming out in the fall or the summer, and the Crown Tundra is coming out in the fall. So the fact that they split it up essentially into 2 parts, and it is part 1, part 2, so it's not an individual story. It seems like it's a sort of a continuation. The nice thing about that is that not only do we get to experience some of the games sooner because we have the first part coming in the summer, but it also splits up the price. And it was confirmed that each expansion pass is going to be $30, so together it's $60. Hey, chiming in here really quick because I just barely found out about this, but apparently the expansion pass is actually not $60 total. It is $30 for both packs, and the different versions were referring to Sword and Shield depending on which version of the game you have, because there are differences for the expansion between each version. But as far as the Isle of the Crown Tundra and the Isle of Armor, both of those packs together is only $30. So that makes it even better because only $30 for 2 expansion passes. That's awesome. Yeah, overall, I am beyond ecstatic. This just, Galar and Generation 8 were already one of my more favorite games, I would say. I've been having a tough time really placing them, but Galar is definitely one of my favorite regions overall. Pokemon Sword and Shield have been up there for me in terms of my favorite games, and this kind of just shot them into the stratosphere even more. So, I am just extremely excited, and I cannot wait to see what these offer once we actually get our hands on them. But with that being said, those are my initial thoughts, impressions. I think this is amazing. I am mind blown, but I want to know what you guys think. Let me know all of your thoughts about this in the comments below. Let me know if you enjoyed the video with a like on the video. It really helps out a lot. And be sure to subscribe if you're new for more Pokemon content all the time, especially way more about the expansion pass for Pokemon Sword and Shield, the Crown Tundra, and the Isle of Armor. I'm definitely going to be digging into what we've got here on the trailer and just providing more content for you guys as often as I can. So with all of that being said, I will see you guys on Saturday for another video, whatever that may be. And until the next one, until then, as always, be sure to hit the bell. I love you guys very much. And until then, as always, I will smell you guys later. Good Lord. Holy crap.